Are you a Tony Robbins fan? If you'd like to know a Tony Robbins secret, in this video, I'm going to share with you Tony Robbins' #1 NLP secret that you just can't afford to overlook. Hi, my name's Laura Evans, and I help people just like you to unleash their potential in business and life. And if this is the first time you found me here on YouTube, then please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified when we release a new video every Friday. Tony Robbins is probably one of, if not the most successful NLP students ever. There is no doubt in my mind that Tony Robbins has introduced more students to NLP than anyone else. I had a cheap ticket to go to a 3 or 4 day Tony Robbins event, and it wasn't until I was on my way home that I actually Googled what it was all about and found out that the start of Tony Robbins' career in personal development had its roots in NLP. Now, how exactly has Tony Robbins used NLP to become the success that he has? Well, you haven't got to look that far to find out that the #1 NLP tool that Tony uses is modelling. Now, what is NLP modelling? Well, it's the study of excellence. It's the study of how successful people do what they do. And Tony Robbins was a student of John Grinder. Now, you'll have heard me talk in other videos about how John Grinder and Richard Bandler were the founders of NLP. And John Grinder tells the story of how Tony Robbins went to a John Grinder seminar. And at the end of the seminar, Tony Robbins went up to the front to speak to John Grinder and said to him that he absolutely got that modelling was at the centre of NLP and that Tony was absolutely committed to NLP and wanted to prove to John his commitment and asked him what he could do. John turned round and told him that he should go and model fire walking, and so off Tony went. And as John Grinder says, the rest is kind of history. Now, Tony Robbins has in recent years come in for some criticism in terms of his approach over handling things like the Me Too movement and things like that. And I'm not taking anything away from that. However, there is no doubt in my mind that we have all got a lot to learn from Tony Robbins in terms of his ability to become as successful as he has been. Tony Robbins has most definitely leveraged all of his experience and has himself modelled many successful people in his time. Jim Rohn is one of the people that Tony credits in the early days for teaching him so much, and sadly Jim Rohn is no longer here. But I loved this passage, which is on the Tony Robbins website on one of Tony's articles, and I'd like to read you a short excerpt of it. When referring to John Grinder, Tony says, "He taught me that if you want to accelerate the tempo of mastery of any subject, you must first find someone who is getting the results you want, study them, and do the same thing." And then later in the article, he goes on to say, because success leaves clues. And that is, according to Tony, one of his #1 secrets in his life. So if you want to excel in your career, your business, or your life, then go and find yourself an expert. Get yourself time with them. Understand the thought processes that they go through in their mind. Understand the beliefs that they hold about themselves, their ability, and what is possible. Understand their values, what's important to them. Remember from previous videos, we've discussed that your values are what motivate you. They're what drive you. And if you can understand that about a successful person, that will really help. And yes, of course, there is the physiology. And Tony Robbins is a master at understanding the mind-body connection. And so making sure you understand the physical elements of how a successful person does what they do, the moves they pull. But for most of us, success is not physical movement like modelling an athlete, but there's absolutely elements to understand. You see, the thing is this: when you find an expert, mostly what they want to do is teach you, and they teach you the process they've deduced from their own mind. But there is so much that they will leave out of that process. I take my students through exactly the experience I had, which is learning how to model breaking a board. Now, if you check the link, it'll either be here or here on this page, you'll be able to go and check out one of our board break videos. And at the beginning of our Master Practitioner course, students always look at me as they look at those boards and think to themselves, how on earth am I going to break it? And the thing is, they model an expert. I bring in one of our previous students and they understand the thinking, what they feel, the values, the beliefs, and the physical processes on how to break a board. And they become like that person for the purpose of breaking a board. And guess what? They break the board. So, success leaves clues. And if it's good enough for Tony Robbins, it's probably good enough for you and me too. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. And if you think there's someone that would benefit from hearing about this, then feel free to copy the link and share it with them. I'd like to ask you, what kinds of topics would you like me to cover in future videos? Drop a comment below and let me know. Is there a particular NLP topic that you'd like me to do a video on? Or perhaps a particular problem that you have that you'd like my take on? Let me know in the comments, and it would be my absolute pleasure to record a video to answer that very point. So remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I release the next video.